purpose? How do I find destiny? One of the things I want to say to you and to all of us in this room, sometimes we're looking for purpose around us when purpose actually dwells within us. Before we were created, before God even created us, he created our purpose and our destiny first. And sometimes it is so hard for us to find purpose, and sometimes it's so hard for us to find destiny because it's that thing that comes easy. Purpose was created before us, so it's the thing that comes without effort, without struggle, without thought. It's the thing that we call this old thing. It's the thing that we call common because it's down on the inside of us. And sometimes we overlook it because we're looking at our neighbor's purpose and we're looking at our neighbor's destiny, and it seemed better than ours because ours seemed common. One of the things I'll tell you is that God give you purpose, but people help you discover it. Purpose is the thing that you call, oh, this old thing. When your friends say to you, how do you do that? Oh man, how did you put that wardrobe together? How do you know to hit that note? How did you know to write that? And you go, this is nothing. Purpose is usually the thing that you call nothing. So it's the thing that come out of you without struggle, without effort. It's probably the thing you wanted to be when you were a little girl. It's the thing that you just did when nobody told you to do it. It may have been the song you sang. It may have been the conversation you had. It may have been the picture you drew. It may have been the instrument you played. It just came natural. And somehow we grew up and somebody told us that we can make more money doing this and make more money doing that. And we have strayed away from purpose, looking for a dollar, when purpose is down on the inside of us. And we don't realize that purpose produces prosperity, purpose produces friendship, purpose produces power, because it's the purpose that God put down on the inside of us. And you guys, we're actually going to close out this panel right now. And there's been so many questions that we answered, but there were so many questions that wasn't answered today. As Pastor Melody said, there was 200 questions submitted. There's questions in this room today. There are answers that we need God to answer. And I want to say to you that we have a God that hears. He said, my ear is not too dull that I cannot hear. And he said, my arm is not too short that I cannot save. I don't care what you're walking through. I don't care what you're going through. God hears you and God sees you. I say all the time, life's happened to you. And sometimes, you guys, life, we spend so much time thinking about life is happening to us. There's an issue, there's a situation, there's a circumstance, life's happening to us, that we forget sometimes that life may stop happening to us. A lot of us have lost loved ones, and life has stopped happening. So I'm saying to you today, don't focus on where you've been. Don't focus on where you are, but focus on the purpose and the destiny. And focus on the God of the universe, the God that watches over every one of his words to perform it. He said, so should my word be that go forth out of my mouth. He said, it won't return unto me, boy, but he said it'll prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. We have a God that guaranteed his word. Whatever he said he's going to do, he's going to back it up. That's the type of God we serve. And I want to say to us in closing, you guys, is, as I said, there's many questions. We want to know purpose. We want to know how to make it. We want to know what to do with a non-believing husband. We want to know what to do with rebellious children. We want to know how to connect. One of the things I want us to know is that wonder is sisterhood at its best. This is sisterhood at its best. You guys, we need each other. We need each other. Be sisters one to the other. In the midst of everything you're going through, don't forget about your sister sitting next to you. I shared this story once, I may have and I may not, but I shared this story. My husband works in television, and when he worked for Channel 4, when we lived in Nashville, they did a television set, and they wanted to determine how observing the people of Nashville was. So they took a 4-year-old girl, and they set her at one of the popular malls there in the city, and they set her there in the main entry. But right at that door, they had a picture of her. It says, missing, have you seen her? 100 feet from that sign, they had the little girl. And 100 feet from the little girl, they had a police officer. And they said that little girl sat there for 5 hours, and nobody saw her. And I'm telling this story today is because there's people in our lives, there are people in this room today. There are people that have walked in and out of the doors of this church, and they have missing, have you seen me? Written across their hearts, written across their face, written across their chest. They just want to be seen. You may live in a house that you feel like your spouse don't see you, your mother don't see you. You may work at a job where you've been skipped over in a promotion and you just feel like you haven't been seen. And I say to you today that we see you and God see you. And then I say to you to look at your sister, take time out and to see her. Take out time to speak to her, bring value to her. Let her know that you see her because God sees her. And you guys, I'm going to ask for us to stand. And if you're in the room today, and for any reason, there's a situation or a circumstance or life is happening to you, or perhaps life has just stopped happening, or you feel like life isn't happening for you, I want you to know that God is here for you. And no matter what your question is, whether we answered it or not, God will answer your question. He said, no good thing would I withhold from you if you walk upright before me. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And he said, everything will be added unto you. And if there's for any reason at all that you need prayer in this room today, I'm going to ask the prayer